Hey, this is a 4 in a 5-part series on energy management. Today I'm going to be talking about how to increase your physical. Let's get physical. I was really into Olivia Newton-John growing up. Almost kind of embarrassed to say that now. I don't know why. I mean, I was like a major fan. Anyhow, so you could typically see though, this is probably an average wheel of balance for somebody, and physical is pretty low. This is the third most valuable source, but it's typically not valued at all. I've really been guilty of keeping that pretty low because I will typically work an extra 30 minutes, then use that extra 30 minutes on sleep or getting some healthy meals ready. Even though I have a private chef at home, I'll still work more than I should. I know that I do it because if I were to say, it feels good to almost brag that you had to work another late night, and you don't feel guilty about sharing that, but you would feel guilty of I had to get another 30 minutes of sleep tonight, or, I had to do, I got to work in today. In fact, I got to work in every day. It just doesn't, you feel guilty when it's almost you feel guilty when you're taking care of yourself. And if you do that occasionally, no big deal. But if you're doing that choice of work over taking care of yourself physically, then you tend to get some kind of problems. And honestly, I find that, and the studies show that if you do 30 minutes, if you sacrifice that 30 minutes, you actually are not as efficient and effective in your productivity, and it hits you the next day as well. So it's like a double whammy. If you're listening to this, just tell me, does this sound familiar to you? Is there anybody else that's like me that does this? This is probably the one I have the hardest time with. Anyways, that's what I'm going to talk about today. It's really one of the least valued energy sources of the 4. But machines weren't meant they're meant to continuously go, but we're not machines. So we have to do this. We have to rhythmically rest and then, go for, it's like kind of sprinting. You got to sprint and then rest, sprint and then rest, sprint and then rest. That's how our bodies do much better. Oh yeah, if you're like, who the heck am I? And you're still listening to me. Hi, I'm Susan Nascimento. I'm a corporate executive by day, a top 1% graduate from Pepperdine in management and leadership, a master's, mother of school-age twins, and been married almost 20 years. So I'm always looking for the balance thingamajig and hacks for me. Okay, so I've got for this one, the other ones I've had under 10-ish around for the other categories. This one in my research I found 24, and they cover in the categories of sleep, nutrition, and fitness. So I don't want this broadcast to be as long as a podcast on Facebook. In fact, if you're listening to me, I am thinking about converting these into podcasts. If you are listening and you would be all up for that, give me a shout out, because I think people are more willing to listen. I know I'm more willing to listen to someone in the car on the way to work, or if I'm going to the grocery store, whatever it might be, when I'm exercising, to listen to somebody for 20 minutes, but I'm not willing to do it on Facebook for some reason. Don't know why. Okay, so if you want to see the 24, and some of them are things that you've seen before, and it'll be like, no duh, and others there won't be. So I recommend you check it out. You go to susannascimento.com/physical-energy. Okay, so I'm saying go there to see the 24. So the only ones I'm going to share today live is the ones that I typically give for the leaders. So I'm telling you, these are the 24 things that you should do to help you get your, physical life back together. But if you lead people like I do, I always try to model the way. So I do that by doing the tips that I share. And then I have other things that I do. So for them, I have 3 that I recommend that you do. So first of all is have walking meetings, because this increases blood flow to the brain, especially the prefrontal cortex where you're making your executive decisions. So I do that with my boss now when we're together and we're going to have a one-on-one, or just, we're catching up. It's like, hey, you want to go for a walk? We go out and do our thing. And most of the time, we're not looking at paperwork. We're just kind of talking it out, and I'm explaining my progress and my plans. And if I have any problems, we can kind of joint problem solve. Second, people, please bring real food to meetings. I don't understand why we pay people a lot of money and then we feed them crap at the table. I just don't get that. Like, you've got donuts and right? Can I hear that, Tammy? Yeah, people are bringing like donuts and simple carbs. I mean, once in a while, cool, but when it's like a regular thing, it's just, I don't understand why you buy a Ferrari and then you like give it the worst gasoline possible. So what I recommend is a couple different things. One is fat bombs. So fat bomb is like a healthy fat, like coconut butter, coconut oil, avocado. Those are all, or you can mix them with chocolate. So if you go to my blog, you'll see I've got a link to like 60 different recipes of fat bombs. The other thing I really like, and this will make you stand out, people will be like, whatever, is these Vega. These are plant-based protein candy bars. So this one is chocolate peanut butter, VEGA, and it's all plant-based protein. All of the ingredients are things that you can pronounce. Instead of like a candy bar of sugars like in the high 30s, this one is 12. It's still a little bit higher than I would normally like. I try to eat stuff that's 10 grams of sugar or less per serving. This one's 12, but this is great. You're giving them, veggies and greens and vitamins and fiber and protein along the way. So put that in your snack bag. Okay, and then the third is just assume your employees that they have an energizing personal life most nights and weekends. So all of the studies have shown that once you work 55 hours or more, your focus goes down by almost 30% and your happiness by 20%. So you're just setting your team up to fail if you're burning them out every night and weekend. So most nights, just assume they have a life. So I do this with my team. I try to live everything that I'm sharing here. If you have any questions that I can answer for you, put them in the chat box, and next broadcast I'll try to get around to them, or I'll put them on a blog post. If you want to get the free link forget that. I'm not going to promote anything today. I will just tell you that my next broadcast will be the last 5th part in this series, which we'll talk about the last one, which honestly all of these are my favorite, but this one I really love. It's emotional. So like how to get your emotional energy up. I can't even see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. And this one, it'll just be fun because I love it. It'll like get all touchy-feely. Anyhow, love you. Hi, Tammy again. Oh, what is the sugar source in those Vega bars? Okay, good question. I don't think it's anything like stevia even. I am looking. I see strawberries, blueberries, orange peels, cranberry. I don't see anything like stevia or sugar alcohols. Oh, wait a minute. Palmyra sugar. Organic Palmyra sugar. MYRA. Never heard of it. Anyhow, check it out, and then check out my blog post on 24 ways to increase your physical energy, and 3 things to do if you're a leader of people to help them increase their physical energy. Peace out, my friends. Bye.